What's up, everybody? San SC here, bringing you another Retrocast, a blast from the past here, going all the way back in time to 2009. It's going to be Free versus YCH. Here he is, YCH in the booth, our Zerg player, also known as Z-Zone. I tried very hard to find some information about this player and find out, what's his history, what's his past, tournaments he's played in. His Wikipedia page has been deleted, and I really wasn't able to find much about this guy. So if you do know some stats about this guy, go ahead and throw your comments down below. Definitely be nice to get some more context. I just wasn't able to find anything on him. However, our Protoss player, Free, he's been around for a very long time, has a storied record here in Broodwar, has played in some of the most recent tournaments as well, although not to as big of a success as he had in the Kespa days. There he is on screen there, looking young. 2009 was a great year for Broodwar. So many different great games, so many different amazing tournaments. This one in particular was great, but let me just see. It was the MBC preseason lineup in 2009, and it's going to be played on AC. As we have our little intro here. Not quite as amazing when it's in this sort of weird low-res screen here. I can't even remember what it's called. It's not widescreen. The opposite of widescreen. What the heck is that? We actually doing this again? We're looking back at the players once more time. I thought the game was about to start here. I'm gonna hop forward a little bit. Okay, there we go. Now we're in the game. We're here again, as I said, on AC. That was strange. Why did they go to like the graphic there for the tournament and then come back to the players again? That was strange. Maybe there was some sort of delay back then. Back on this day, maybe they weren't able to load into the game or something like that. I had to go back to the players once again, but now we're here in the game. We've got Free here in the top left-hand corner. We've got Z-Zone in the bottom right. I'll call him Z-Zone because YCH is just not a good gamer tag at all. It's kind of boring. Just 3 random letters. Very boring stuff. Now, this map I've actually never seen in my life. No idea what this one is supposed to look like. It seems to give a pretty normal natural, although the opening is kind of big. Quite a bit of space in the main base as well. And Z-Zone gonna take a 12 hatchery here. It appears to be quite a large map, maybe polypoid size. In cross maps, it shouldn't be too difficult to defend this expansion. What do we have from Free? I think this is an in-base build here. He's not putting down a forge first, is he? It's really tough to tell on the minimap right now. The resolution from some of these replays definitely better than others, and it is going to be a gate in main. 2009 strategies, boys. 1 gate in main. Wonder how this is going to turn out. Actually, I don't know if this was even a build in 2009. I think the Forge Fast Expand had definitely been figured out by then. It's like drone trying to block over here. The base coming down on this high ground. Oh, okay. It looks like some sort of back natural here. This is something that map makers have toyed with for a very long time, back and forth. whether it's good or not, having a back natural that's kind of free inside the high ground of your main base, that's pretty strong for Protoss here, because he's just built one gateway, can pump out zealots and harass, and then behind this he doesn't even need to get a forge, because he can just put zealots on high ground. He's going to completely skip the forge and go directly here into Corsair. So that's really, really nice, actually, for the Protoss player. Meanwhile, Zerg does get that nice in-base third base. Or the third base inside the main, is what I meant to say. And pumping up drones here very nicely. Not getting harassed by the Zealots. Zealots actually went back home. Just going to chill on the ramp here. And Free just going to take this nice, easy advantage without having to build a single cannon. Already has a Stargate on the way. In the modern era, it's like very cheeky and greedy for the Protoss player to throw down a cybernetic score before Forge when fast expanding. But on this map, got the Stargate and no Forge whatsoever. Not even going to bother with cannons this game. Has the natural base up, Stargate on the way, gas at the natural, and not one cannon in sight. So really optimizing the build here. Free gonna have his explosion of gateways happen way earlier than expected. His Corsair is gonna be hyper quick. Looks like a drone stuck out here. This was probably the scouting drone trying to path back into the main. Not able to do it right now. Should be able to find his way in there eventually. A Spire on the way here, but I think the Stargate just about done already, which means we're probably going to lose a couple of Overlords here at least. Of course, the Citadel on the way. Without the Forge, there's no +1 coming. That is something to keep in mind. That means that Lings will be much stronger against Zealots here. Still don't see the Forge. Going right up to Templar Archives. So really going to delay upgrades heavily here. Free kind of sacrificing upgrades in order to get his tech out extremely fast, and we'll see if that ends up paying off here. Lings moving around the top side. Is there another way into this main base? I thought I saw some sort of like, not a chrysalis, but what is that thing called? What is that thing called? Like the green goo container with the guy floating inside of it. Don't remember what that's called now, but really reminds me of Star Wars with Luke after he freezes almost to death on Hoth. They throw him in that floating container. I just watched that series with my girlfriend recently. The original Star Wars trilogy. Always a great time. She never seen it before, so we had to go ahead and watch that while I'm here recovering. There's the Forge. Okay, finally throwing down a Forge here, so you can just see how late these upgrades are going to be. Wonder if we have an Evo on the side of Zerg, because if he throws down an Evo and gets an armor upgrade here, that could be really strong against what Free is doing. It's like Zealots moving out with that Archon. So aware of the possibility of mutas here on the field. Ooh, nice shot on the Archon. Actually not getting a one hit. It should be a one hit. I'm pretty sure Archon one hits a Scourge. So maybe that was a miss. Really nice SimCity here in the front. And this is amazing for Zerg as well, because Zerg having only one entrance to block, only one location to set up defenses on 3 base is fantastic. There's no way to get in here since he morphed his Templar into an Archon there. You need Storm to clear these Lings and Hydras in the back. And then you can run in with the Zealots and actually deal damage to those Sunkens. I think that even with Storm here, he probably wouldn't have been able to break that position. But gonna go ahead and fall back, take his own third. Kind of even out the base count here. Z-Zone adding on a lot of hatcheries though. 1 hatchery in the main and 2 additional hatcheries at the natural. So going up to 6 hatch. We'll be pumping out an insane number of Hydra here in the mid game. Oh, catching the Archon. That's not supposed to happen. Killing the Archon with just a group of Lings. That's a fantastic kill. Such great value here for Z-Zone. 2 Templar for just the cost of a handful of Lings is amazing. He's gonna lose this last Ling. Oh, Templar. Oh, so close. Almost getting that bonus Templar there, but does keep it alive. Now Lurkers out on the field. I didn't see a Robo, but hopefully Free has one on the way. Queen's Nest coming, going directly up to Hive here. Tons of Lings and a couple of Lurkers. All that's being brought forward. That's a good number of Zealots. I still don't see an Observer here though. 2 Templar already. The Burrow here in the front, just out of range of the cannon. And starting to set up a contain here in the front. There's the Robo. An observatory is done, so he should be able to get one out here and break these 2 Lurkers before additional come to reinforce. This is pretty insane, actually. If you want to take another base here, Zerg, you take that natural up in the top right hand corner and you instantly secure 2 more bases behind that, the main and that back natural. That's really, really strong and good. Looks like he's actually going to go up to high ground here and take the base in the top right hand corner. Still, that will net him a free back natural if he manages to hold that location. Oh wow, big drop being loaded up here. This is such a quick drop. But it makes sense on a map like this with this back natural. He's going to drop right inside there, kill the cannon super quick. The Lurkers burrow, but not going to get many probes here. Maybe he can get the Nexus though, going directly after the Nexus with all these Lings. That's a lot of DPS, and this Nexus is falling very quickly, even bringing forward some Scourge here. Maybe he wants to pick off an Observer. Alright, Templars throwing down their Storm. Do get rid of all of these Lurkers. But here comes the Observer. Oh, he gets it. Beautiful play by Z-Zone. Getting the maximum out of every single unit there. Killing off that Nexus and getting an Observer as well. Beautiful stuff. Now, Free, he's going to be retaking this base in the back, but he's got to be aware now that the drops are a real threat. The Z-Zone can continue that play, continue to put on that pressure. It's going to force a ton of defenses in the main and this back natural that he really doesn't want to build. Look, multiple cannons coming up here. There's a lot of space in the back of the main base as well that need to be covered. Gonna have to leave some units over there to continue that defense. Nice Storm killing off that Overlord and the Lings as well. There is, of course, the Hive. Zergling attack speed should be on the way. And that is network being set up here. And of course, the Defiler's Mound on the way. Okay, just finished up now. He should have Consume here very shortly. This is getting really scary for Free, although the contain here isn't that strong. I'd love to see Z-Zone come across the map and just set up a really strong contain here, but it appears that he's more interested in just playing defensively. Gonna allow Free to break out. And Free's gonna go across the map. And Z-Zone just gonna sit here at his rally and defend from this location. It feels like kind of a missed opportunity, but I guess with the base in the top right hand corner, as long as he can hold on to that. Oh, drops getting caught here. Tons of lings in these overlords, and they all end up dying. Pretty big loss there for Z-Zone, adding on his creep colonies here in the top right hand corner. He has to hold on to this location. Defiler is out, but I don't think it has the energy just yet or consume. So many lings coming out there. There's the consume. He needs to get this through the Nidus network and defend this base in the top right hand corner. Looks like 3 lurkers here. All he's got does throw down the Dark Storm though, and that should make things... Oh no, no Dark Storm yet. I thought I saw orange, but no Dark Storm just yet. Coming through, gonna go after these observers. There's 3 observers here. The last one does survive. Can start to hit this lurker on the far right hand side, but a lot of missed shots here from these dragoons from low ground. That lurker staying alive for kind of a ridiculous amount of time. There's the first Dark Storm. Lings are gonna pour through here. Can throw down storms on this ramp and just kind of clear them out. Where are the additional lurkers? A lot of lings pouring through. So many lings coming down this ramp right now. More storms. I'm gonna slow this down. And Zealot's starting to get up here, but there is still one more lurker left. He will back away. Free deciding it's not worth it to try and breach that location. Instead, gonna regroup here, taking the base in the center left. See if he can hold on to that location. I'm surprised he doesn't want to take bottom left. Bottom left, I mean, it's so much stronger. Once you take that natural, it's not much harder than holding this base in the center left, but then you get those extra bases on high ground pretty much for free. So I'm surprised he wants to take this base, but I guess he's going to go for it. Eventually spread himself out to take that base in the bottom left as well. Possibly splitting this map in half. Oh, a Corsair switch. This is something you almost never see in the modern era of Protoss versus Zerg. Switching back into Corsairs in the middle of mid-game here, or actually we're kind of getting into late game now. The late game Corsair switch. Gonna come through and clear out a bunch of overlords potentially. Looks like he can hit this high ground with storms from the low ground. That's very frustrating stuff. It means Z-Zone's gonna have to continuously pull back with his drones here. Whoa, great snipes on some of these Templar, picking off about 2 of those. And there's the Ultralisk Cavern. Yes, boys, this is 2009, back in the day when Zerg players were real men. They went Ultralisk in ZVP. Actually, they basically went Ultralisk every single game. It was just a thing. I don't know why exactly, but it was a thing for a very long time, and it eventually got phased out in favor of the more modern style where everyone goes for Zergling, Hydralisk, Lurker, and of course Defiler in the very, very late stages of ZVP. But this game we're gonna see Ultras, boys. Plenty of Ultras, because we have tons of mining bases here for Zerg. He's already on 5 base. Could eventually get up to a 6. He's going for a massive drop, it looks like, around the top of the map, maybe for the main base. Corsairs are a little bit out of position. They're coming for the main here. Gonna push away some of these overlords and potentially drop out some DTs here. Maybe a Templar or 2. Go for some storms. Going after this overlord. Here comes that drop. Uh-oh, more overlords are inbound. Gonna come here and reveal these DTs. Tons of Scourge coming in, but a lot of them getting eliminated before they can make their connections. Overlords are going to go down here as this drop is commencing. Plenty of damage could come down. Overlords are being picked off once again. Corsairs still alive, although greatly reduced in number. That's so many cannons in the main, but the army is not moving here. Focusing instead on these Dark Templar here in the main, killing quite a few drones as the buildings start to go down here in the main. That's some great Dark Swarm here. Just preserve the lives of these lings and make sure he gets as much damage as possible. Z-Zone struggling right now to get rid of these Corsairs. Still not able to get rid of all of them. Another Overlord here in the main helps him to get rid of those DTs at least. The Corsairs being a real nuisance in this game. There's a couple of great storms there, getting rid of those lurkers under Dark Swarm, and he has held this drop. Another base in the bottom left. Actually, double expand here from free. This is what I was talking about. The map is becoming split in half, getting very, very hard for either player to break any of these locations with lurkers and defilers, and of course we've got storm and a ton of cannons that each base that free has. This is a great move though, dropping on high ground, getting behind those cannons and potentially picking off this nexus here would be amazing. Just slowing down that growth from the Protoss player. Cracklings just going to work. I don't know how many upgrades there are. It looks like 2-2, but it could be 3-3. It's very low resolution there, so hard for me to tell, but pretty decent upgrades on both sides. We got +3. I think that's +1 armor on the Protoss, so you can see lagging behind a little bit in those upgrades. That's the price you pay for the very late forge in the early game. Now we've got some of these buildings being cleared out here. Hopefully that upgrade is done. Bunch of Ultralisks now hitting the field, and another massive drop being loaded up. He's probably gonna go for the bottom left once again, if I had to guess. I think that's a really great target right now. Stopping that base from going down should be priority number one. Looks like Ultras now out on the field. A ton of lurkers here, but they're all burrowed on top of each other. You do not want to burrow that tightly. Couple of well-placed storms could absolutely crush that. Oh, a DT out here with an observer. Oh, he's gonna get that defiler and can go after these lurkers here as well. That's another kill. Oh, looks like he's focusing on his own lurker, trying to kill this Dark Templar by trying to kill his own lurker using the splash damage. No Overlord here, but all these lurkers are going to go down. So brutal. 7 kill, 8 kill hero Dark Templar here, killing every single thing. I think those Corsairs were doing a great job of slowing things down, stopping the Overlords from coming to assist. I think unburrow and run away would probably be a much better plan though. Not sure why he didn't do that. And another big drop coming into the main. We do have a Dark Archon, but it's not in position to help stop this drop. Instead, it's going towards center right, which is a base that was taken by Z-Zone recently. Pretty great storms there, clearing out the majority of those lings, and there's no Dark Swarm to help out. Attacking bottom left here. The storms are insane though. Storms dealing so much damage to all these lings, and the Dark Templar here so helpful in cleaning that attack up. Looks like Overlord's coming just a little bit too late though to help with those Dark Templar. He's gonna pick up a couple more cannons here, but no more. Looks like switching back a little bit into Hydralisk Lurker. Not satisfied with the results of those Ultras. Ultras not really getting too much work done. They do provide a lot of beef for the Zerg army, but not the greatest, to be honest. Now adding on more Stargates here, and a fleet beacon is done as well. Is he gonna go into carrier? That would be insane. We do have the first plague of the game landing on quite a few dragoons there. Not the greatest plague in the world, but I'm sure he'll have plenty more opportunities here as time goes on. Flying in, going for the Overlords. This is a huge amount of Overlords in the natural. Can he get a plague on this? Really needs to consume and get a plague here. Nicely done. Plagues every single Corsair. All the Corsairs being plagued there is so rough, but oh my god, a ton of Overlords flying through, getting crushed there by this small group of remaining Corsairs. That Spore is going to do huge work here, just annihilating these guys. I think it got about 3 kills there on Corsairs because of the plague that went through. Now a lot of Ultralists. Okay, not switching out of Ultra. Big Ultralisk army here. And it'll really come down to the feedbacks. Can he get a good feedback on the Defilers as they're coming up? Because otherwise, he could end up getting completely crushed here by Plague, Dark Swarm, and just mass Ultra. This army does not do well against Dark Swarm as of yet. That's a lot of Dragoons still. He's going for the bottom left. Changing his mind and going to take a fight with this army. Oh, the feedback. So good. Just stops that Defiler from doing anything in this fight. An immediate retreat here from Z-Zone, realizing he's lost his Spellcaster. Just going to bail out of this attack immediately. So many Hydras running back across the map. And yeah, he just holds it very nice. With that one single feedback, you can see how important that unit is. As soon as it's been eliminated, basically just have to run here as the Zerg player. Looks like gonna get 2 kills. No, not quite. Almost gets 2 kills on the Dragoons there with just 2 Lings. Lings are very powerful at this point, but prevents the base from going down at 6 o'clock. The map is almost completely split at this point. Everything is going to come down to top center or bottom center. Unless this drop can get in here and clear out the Protoss main, then we'll have Protoss relegated to just the bottom left to build their gateways and rebuild all of their infrastructure. However, this is a lot of cannons. I hope he has some Defilers. There's the first Defiler. Ling's gonna be shoving forward here. Great Storm on top of that Dark Swarm though. Really good Dark Swarms here in the front. Lings are clearing up all the cannons really quick. Going after this gateway, he wants to open up a bit of a larger pathway. Oh, another amazing feedback there, preventing the Dark Swarm. The cannons means the cannons get so much more value here, or they actually get value in general, because with the Dark Swarm they won't be able to hit anything. So getting that nice value out of the cannons because of the feedback, he manages to hold the bottom left and he holds the main base as well. All the cannons have been cleared, but most of the infrastructure still remains there in the Protoss base. Tons of Zealots, Dragoons, and Archons. This Archon count is starting to grow. 4 Archons here. He's walking right on top of Lurkers, though, with no Observer. That's a big mistake. Taking a lot of damage. Look at all these Zealots that are going down. Just these Lurkers here. Defiler will finally be cleaned up. Ultras being sent forth. Pretty good storms there as well. Gonna clean out this last Lurker, looks like, with just 1 more storm. And finally that drop has ended. A lot of Overlords here for the picking, but Corsairs, I think, have been wiped clean from the map. No more Corsairs available. Here we go. Great storms on a bunch of these Ultras, and they're being shoved back very efficiently. Moving in towards the center right once again. Looks like he will be able to deny this base. Not too much that Z-Zone can do about that, though. He is bringing forward a lot of Ling and Ultra here. My god, that's a lot of Ultras, but eating massive storms as they run forward, trying to clear this. Oh man, these storms are so efficient, dealing insane damage, and a Maelstrom comes down as well. Just gonna hold these Ultras in position as the storms come down. Looks like the army will finally be cleared, but at what cost? Tons of Ultras went down there, and the base fell as well. I think a lot of drones died in that process. So a overall win for free, especially if no counterattack can come down and deny one of his bases here. He is on greater number of bases than his Zerg opponent, so definitely a good situation no matter which way you slice it. This base coming down once again, but Z-Zone's starting to run out of minerals in some of these locations. He's gonna try and take, it looks like 6 o'clock once again, sending a lot of units through that area. He's gonna go for a drop here in the back natural that doesn't have a whole lot of defenses. This would be amazing if he can get a drop here. Oh my god, a Dark Archon is coming up here with the Templar. Oh my god! Huge maelstrom there with the storms. All these overlords go down. Oh man, I don't even want to think about how much supply was in those. Probably a bunch of ultras and a huge amount of lings getting killed for free. That was such a clutch play. Absolute insane value out of those units from free. Looks like another drop coming in, not even unloading though, and you can see things starting to fall apart here a little bit for Z-Zone. He's played a great game. He's done a ton of drops. He's managed to hang in there with free for a very long time, but that base in the center right being picked off is super annoying. That drop getting shut down so very well by free. It just hurts. It hurts so badly to get shut down like that. Looks like no Dark Archon with this army, so this Defiler's going to be able to keep running forward here, chasing this army, and eventually get a decent plague on some of this stuff. Actually, it looks like Z-Zone breaking off. Gonna fall back for now. Reaver Tech is coming. So free going on to the next stages of this game, which is pure Zealot Templar with Reaver Tech added in. Zealot Templar, of course, Archon, part of that composition. And the Archon number, pretty sizable at this moment. 5, I think, Archons in the mix. We've got some Reavers coming out now. This base mining steadily. Big surround here. Look at that. So many. What? Throwing down Dark Storms here. Nothing deals, or everything here from Protoss deals damage under Dark Storm. So I don't know what the purpose of Dark Storm was there. Definitely Plague would have been so much better. Dropping Plague on those 2 Reavers is really high value, but goes for Dark Storm instead. I guess the only thing that it really helps with is the Archons. They still deal splash damage, but it takes away a little bit of their attack, I think. I think it blocks their main attack, and then they just deal splash damage, but I mean, Plague is just so good against this number of Zealots. And of course, Reavers, always getting a Plague on a Reaver is just amazing value. Helps you kill them so much quicker. But Z-Zone, I mean, he's looking around the map. He's trying to find the locations that might not be too well defended. Maybe try to get a really big surround here on the army and just crush it. However, Free not allowing him that opportunity. Meeting him in the middle here on the high ground as well. Dropping off three Reavers. So his Reaver count growing. The Archon count is getting ridiculous as well. This is 6 Archons now. And the Storm in the middle is insane. Oh my god. Storm's just annihilating everything. Once again, going for Dark Swarm. Oh, this army on the left side not catching, not surrounding, now coming forward here, but the Archon's brought up to deal with this. Only 1 Ultra with a bunch of Lings, not going to be enough to surround and kill what Freeze brought out here. His army is getting so efficient at this point. It's insane. The Reavers clearing out Lings incredibly quickly. I wonder if he has the damage upgrade here for the Reavers as well, as that just makes them so good against Ultralisk. Coming up here to deny the 12 o'clock. And Zerg, I mean, he needs to get a base here. You have to mine more than a Protoss in order to take a win. Looks like a ton of cannons coming up in the bottom center. But Z-Zone is the first mover here with all of his Ultralisk. Should be able to clear this without much problem. Warping in cannons, very, very easy to kill with a mass crackling plus Ultralisk. He's going to bring a drone down here, try to get a base going. There's a good play, getting some of these zealots, but the storms are way too good for Reavers here now. They deal so much damage, and the Archons in mass numbers absolutely crushing this army. I don't think that Ultra is the way to go here, man. Ultralisk, I mean, it does better than Lurker against Reaver, Mass Reaver, but not by a whole lot. I think you want to get some Hydras mixed in here. Ling, Hydra, and, you know, maybe a few Ultras mixed in, but this big Ultralisk style, tons and tons of Ultras with just a few Lings mixed in is just getting completely crushed by this Archon number. With the Storms and the Reavers, it's not even really a fair fight. Storm dealing a ton of damage here as well on all these Ultras. You have to remember, Storm completely ignores armor upgrades, so all of the armor that Z-Zone has been building up throughout this game, it just means nothing against these Storms. They deal full damage against the Ultras. Of course, they don't kill them in one shot, but they do deal massive damage. Looks like the base at 12 o'clock about to be taken here. Free bringing the full force of his military up here to the 12 o'clock in order to defend. Scourge sharking around, looking for an opportunity to possibly dive on these shuttles, but hasn't been able to find one yet. I feel like this is the perfect opportunity now for Z-Zone to take bottom center, and he does take bottom center. Looks like he wants to try and break bottom left at this moment with the army out of position, but breaking top center really should be the priority here. He's sending in just small groups of units, small groups of Lings into that area. That's not going to be enough to crack it. Looks like coming here towards the center left at the same time as the bottom left, but the center left really doesn't have any minerals to speak of. These three Reavers in the back just crushing these Ultras. My God, killing so many Ultras there. A lot of Lings running up as well. They're gonna deal some damage to these Reavers, but the microing back of the Reavers just keeping them alive for an incredible amount of time, allowing them to deal so much damage. Finally loses that last one, and maybe he can run up on this high ground, maybe pick off a couple of Nexuses here. Unfortunately, though, the army of Free has now arrived and will be cleaning out this this small attacking force which is left over at this point. It's like Defiler here in the middle, gonna be picked off by a few DTs. DT's getting just so much value this game. It's crazy. Looks like he will let that base go for now, but Free has held 12 o'clock. That is the big story of this game. He's got the base in the 12, and he's not letting go. He's got a ton of units for the defense of that location. A lot of cannons are ready to go. Meanwhile, bottom center, really not much here for Z-Zone. That base is open and undefended at the moment. I think he needs to get a ton of lurkers into that location and bring forth his entire army in order to keep that one alive. Slowly picking away at bottom left as well would be really good here. There's not too much in way of defense for that bottom left hand corner. Just a few cannons, maybe a Dark Swarm or a Dark Archon or two. Lurkers are being set up here, and this is exactly what I want to see out of Z-Zone, but 4 Reavers coming forward. Does he have any way to pick these off? It looks like not. Coming from behind with some Lings. Oh no, coming up to 6 o'clock with some Lings. He needs to bring his full army down to this location. If he loses this base, he's going to be behind at bases once again, and that's just not tenable. for the Zerg player. He's got to get up here. Uh-oh, DT going to work here. He needs an Overlord. He has no Overlord in this location. That's going to hurt so badly. Great storms and some amazing reverse shots as well. He clears this area out, and the lack of detection here hurting Z-Zone so badly. He's got a massive amount of units here at the natural as well, not bringing them to bear. But really, can they actually fight against this? Look at how many Archons there are on screen right now, guys. That's like 20 Archons at this point. I'm gonna kill a ton of Overlords because they were sent here a little bit late for the defense. He's gonna try and break 12 o'clock, but this is way too much. All these Templars and 4 Reavers here. He has to break this location, but I just don't think it's possible. Great storms. Oh my god, the storms are so good. The Dark Storm comes down, but the Reavers absolutely clutch, just killing every single Ling here, and that's gotta be it. Looks like he might go for one last hurrah, but this army is undeniable. It is so strong. Plague doesn't work against it. Hydras don't work against it. Ultralisk don't work against it. Lings don't work against it. What can he do against this besides just build a massive Guardian army, which he can't afford? I feel like you lose almost no matter what at this point. As the Zerg player, it's so hard to stop this. That is an insane amount of DPS from this number of Archon and Reaver as well. Looks like he's gonna try and break one more time at the 12 o'clock, but great storms once again throughout this game. Free constantly with the killer storms, able to hold on over and over again. In Z-Zone, he is so low on the money. He's so low on army supply here. Really, all he can produce at this point is just Lings and a few Hydras here and there. Free not gonna take any risk here, just slowly breaking down these walls, opening the way for his Archons to get here into the main base. More Reavers being let out. Hydra's finally being produced, so he's switching back into Hydra, and Hydra doesn't do too bad against Archon. Definitely, mass Hydra can take down big numbers of Archons, but with the Reavers in support and of course a few storms here and there, Hydra really doesn't stand too much of a chance. Now coming forward once again here, some Ultras tanking that damage. Oh my god, the storm in the back. So many dead Hydras there. Looks like a few of these Reavers are going to go down. They try to get their shots off, but the Archon number has really decreased here. Look at this. Hydra's actually doing so well to clear out these Archons. And this is, I think, a display of why Ultra is really not used in the modern era. You can see how much better he was able to fight in this scrappy situation here. With just a lot of Hydras, some good micro, and, you know, 1 or 2 Ultras in the front, I guess, helps out just to tank some damage. But really, the story there was the Hydras clearing out all of those Archons. Now it looks like going up towards the north here, carriers being produced. Has that income in order to switch into carriers. I think that once Z-Zone sees this, these carriers come out, he's just gonna leave. There's no way he can fight against carriers here. I mean, I guess with some Dark Swarm, Plague, and Hydra, he could do something. Oh my god, so many drones here. Archon going to work, got 3 kills already. Another round of drones coming forward. 7 kills, 11 kills now, going after the big clumps here. Gets another great hit right at the end and clears a ton of drones. So great value out of that Archon. But really, a severe lack of mineral patches here right now for our Zerg player. He's going to come forward with the carriers, and there it is, GG. The moment he sees the carriers have been produced, Z-Zone taps out and Free takes that game. Wow. quite a crazy back and forth. That's a weird map. A very, very strange map. And there you have him, free, walking onto the stage. Gonna get some high fives from his teammates. Or perhaps not. Bringing it back for the team. His team was down 2-0. So gets himself and his team on the board against SKT. All right, that's it for this week. That's it for this classic cast, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.